Hey guys, right now we're going to be making ourselves a hay feeder for our goats. We've been just putting it up along their fencing up till now, and they've just been wasting a bunch of it on the ground. So we're going to show you how to make one of these really simple hay feeders and hopefully keep the waste down. So I'm not going to do a whole lot more talking, just watch as I do it. I don't have any sawhorses, so I just use the bed of my truck. I'm going to cut two 2x4x8s in half to make two pieces that are 4 feet long apiece. There's going to be the two sides of our hay feeder. So now we've got our two 4-foot pieces. What I'm going to do is make X's out of them. I'm going to measure 16 inches up from what's going to be the bottom, the feet of the hay feeder. This is going to be the bottom of it. I'm going to measure 16 inches up from that. Mark it. Okay. There's the 16-inch mark. Then gonna find the midway point between the middle of the 2x4 right here. It's about 3.5, so half of that would be 1 3/4 inch. I'm gonna mark the middle of it right there. Okay. Then I'm going to try to put a screw, a 4-inch screw, right in the middle here, right in the middle of our board. Of course, I only thought I would. The battery's dead. Going to make it go right through this one and down into the second one beneath. See, now they're together, and it'll help act as an anchor point. So now I've got that. Now these things will be able to swivel on that screw. You see that? I'm going to measure 16 inches from the inside to inside. And let me just say right now, before I get much further, none of this so far is an original idea. I got this idea, what I'm doing right now, I'm making from somebody else on YouTube. Put a link in the description below to his channel, and I liked his design. So that's what I'm doing here. The other side. Let's check our measurements again. Inside to inside, perfect. 16 inches. Do a couple more to hold it still, right there. There's one X. Like it. Now we're going to make that second X just like it. Now we've made our two sides to this thing. we got to put a bottom on where the bales of hay are going to be resting, and also to anchor these two legs together. In order to get this thing, we obviously couldn't get 4-inch, even a 4-inch screw wouldn't go through both 2x4s and into this sufficiently to hold this piece up. So instead what we had to do, we're using both screws and nails, we toe-nailed them in this side, some from underneath, and just tried to get this thing securely anchored to the two X's. I think it'll be good enough to hold hay. Now that I've got the two X pieces and the one center piece, that's going to be the bottom of the trough that's anchoring our two X's together, what I'm going to do is cut some fencing wire, a couple squares, one to go from this end to that end and down to that connection right there. That square, one for this side and then one for the other side over here. And that's going to work out to be 42 inches across by 32 inches down. There's our 42-inch mark right there. We'll just cut over to the nearest side right there. Alright, I've got these two pieces cut 42 inches widthwise now. I'm going to cut them down to 32 inches tall. There's the two sides. Got this one side anchored, down this side stapled, down along the bottom, up the other side. Now we're gonna flip this thing over, do the same thing on this side. There's the second side. I might cover up these ends with some fencing as well, just so, you know, so far in my very limited experience, goats are kind of dumb animals. If they can, they will try to probably jump in. This would be the perfect space for them to try to jump into, just curiosity's sake. So I'm gonna have to put some fencing over the ends here as well. Since starting working on this thing, cutting pieces of fencing and stuff like that, I've gotten some spare pieces of fence along the way. So I'm gonna use some of those as much as I can. What I'm gonna need is a piece that's at least as wide, that's wide enough to span this gap, because I want to close this gap right here. This from right here to right here is about 38 inches, so that's what I've cut this piece to, and this is about 20 inches this way. So I figure if I do that, I anchor it somewhere right here, what I'm left with down here is a gap that's small enough. No goats would be able to get in there, even if they tried real hard. And that about wraps her up for the goat feeder, at least for today. I might end up putting, trying to make something like a lid for the top of this thing to put over the top in case it rains, so that the rain isn't falling directly on it. I think I'm going to call that for today on this project. I've certainly got some other projects in the garden and in the yard that need doing today, so I'll be getting to that. Thanks for watching, and hope you subscribe, like our video, and we'll see you next time. Keeping it simple on the homestead.